All right, my dears, here we are for our hatha and myofascial release class. If you are watching this from home later, one of the things that we get is either tennis balls, yoga tunic balls, round balls. What are the ones that you have called, Amber? Rad balls. Rad balls. So there's lots of different. When we talk about balls, it's never not funny. Oh my goodness. All right. So they can be any size balls. Yeah. And so we kind of like two, but one will do. And we'll have those later. We'll work a little bit on our shoulders today with the yoga tune-up balls. If you don't have them, again, like a soft ball is a little bit large and can be a little bit hard, but that can also work, or tennis balls. And we'll start today just by noticing our seat and taking a few moments to come into a seat that's comfortable. So for me, I like to sit up on a cushion, a bolster, or a pillow, so that maybe the hips are a little bit higher than the knees. And we'll just take a few moments to allow our awareness to come into our body right now, exactly as this body is. Taking a few breaths. Maybe this is the first time today that you've really deeply connected with this sweet body of yours. Maybe this is the first time that you've connected to your breath in an intentional way, a conscious way. Or perhaps you've already had a practice of that this morning. But whenever we remind ourselves to come back home into our bodies, to come back to the awareness of our breath, it can be a precious moment of presence that in this kind of crazy world we don't have readily. Now, a lot of rushing, a lot of what do we need to do in the future or what's happened in the past. So the moments that we really drop into presence can become a ritual, so that we allow ourselves some space to just be. That helps us to show up for the work that we do in the world. We need to be with ourselves so that we're resourced to do our work in the world. We'll bring our palms to some shape at our heart center if that feels useful to you. It might be Anjali Mudra. You might place one hand over the other. And if you have an intention or a dedication for your practice, now is the time to make it. If nothing comes to mind, maybe it's just to be really present with yourself and your breath, to settle your nervous system. And we'll open with the sound of 3 ohms. Please join me if that feels right to do. All right, my dears, let's bring our right ear to our right shoulder. You might reach over with the right hand for the left side of your head and just allow your ear to be moving a little bit toward the right shoulder. Also, chin might nod yes, so that you're feeling into that left side of the neck. And just notice what is here. Maybe there's a spot that you want to stay for a few breaths, but then maybe you look slightly up or even slightly down for a few breaths.
There will come a time when we will look back and remember when we stood for mountains and waters with one heart and one mind.
And let's slowly release that side and just pause for a moment with your head at center.
Until then, we pray harder, chant louder.
And then left ear to left shoulder, you might reach your left hand over there to the right side of your head. And begin to slowly nod yes. Maybe stopping for a few breaths in one spot that feels useful. And then perhaps you look slightly down or slightly up. And then come back to center. And then we'll interlace the fingers behind our head. And we're just going to start to go in our own little rhythm here, side to side, side to side. And at first, you might feel some things, and then draw your low belly in and up and see if that can help you support the low back a little bit. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want to here. We're going to about 10 more seconds. And then pause, center. Allow your shoulders to move away from your ears. Push your head slightly into your hands, but keep your chin down. Lean back just a little. And then reach the heels of the hands up, shoulders down. With the fingers still interlaced, reach them forward and round your back, draw your belly in. And then come forward and reach behind your back for opposite wrists or elbows. Chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest, and several more times in this manner. Release, and we'll make our way onto our backs. And as we come onto our backs, soles of the feet together, knees open, Supta Baddha Konasana. And here in Supta Baddha Konasana, we'll allow the knees to come halfway up toward one another, all the way up. Now open halfway down, all the way down, halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down, halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down. 3 more like this at your own pace. Now, as you complete those 3, keep doing what you're doing, halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down, but begin to really engage the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Draw the low belly in, and then draw the front of your ribs in. Make this also about the core. So you'll feel the space between your low back and the floor gets smaller. And you might be able to feel like your obliques and your low belly muscles are helping do this motion of drawing your knees halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way down. Now here, as the belly is strongly drawing in, the breath is in the throat and chest. Notice. A few more moments of this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then straighten your legs like Savasana. Squeeze the right side of your butt. Squeeze the left side of the butt. Let go of the right. Let go of the left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Now, squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Now, draw the feet flat. So knees are bent and pointed up toward the sky. Feet are on the floor. Feet about hip distance. And we'll do the same thing. It makes it a little different. Might be more challenging. Just notice. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Now squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Now, soles of the feet come together, knees open. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Squeeze right. Squeeze left. Let go right. Let go left. Now squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. Last one. Squeeze left. Squeeze right. Let go left. Let go right. And just notice, was that more challenging, less? Did you use different muscles? Did you feel something different? Let's bring our right leg up to the sky, and the left knee can either be bent with the foot flat or the leg could be straight. We'll start with very small circles here with this right leg. Small circles. You might point your toe. And then medium circles. Bless you. I didn't hear that one coming. And large circles. And then large circles the other direction. And medium circles. And small circles. Half happy baby on this side, half happy baby. And then let's reach our left leg long and our left arm up overhead. Take a few breaths here. And then a little bit of core. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Lift your left leg and try to touch your toes. And then lengthen down. Exhale, curl up, touch your toes. Inhale, lengthen down. Exhale, curl up and touch toward the toes. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, curl up. And one more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, curl up. And then the leg stays up and the hand comes down, and we're going to do thread the needle. So a figure 4, right ankle, left knee, but the left leg will be straight. You might reach for the back of your thigh, or you might just reach for the toe. You might reach for the calf, whatever works. We'll flex through that left heel. And then place the right foot down, or the right leg could be straight on the ground. Left leg stays up, point your toes, small circles. Medium circles. Large circles. And then large circles the other direction. Medium circles. And small circles. Half happy baby on this left side. We'll straighten the right leg, right arm up overhead for a few breaths. And then adding the core. Curl up and try to touch your toes. Lengthen out, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl up. Lengthen. Curl up. Lengthen. Curl up. And then keep the leg up and place this left ankle on the right thigh, like a figure 4. Maybe you reach for the back of your right thigh. Maybe you reach for the shin or calf. Maybe you reach for the toe. Flex through both heels. And then let's bring the soles of the feet together. See if we can interlace our hands around our feet and just allow ourselves to feel into, of course, the thigh stretch, the groin stretch, but can you also feel some awareness at the back of your heart, your mid back here? And breathe there. Maybe the arms can just kind of hang and come back into their sockets a bit. Five more breaths. Great, and then we'll release our feet and come over onto hands and knees, onto hands and knees. And doing a few rounds of cow and cat. Inhale into our cow shape, exhale into cat. We'll stay for an inhale in cat, exhale back to cow. Three more rounds of breath. Next time we're forward in cow, we'll tuck our toes under and exhale up to downward facing dog, where you might pedal or sway. Or you might be in stillness, bending your knees a little, lifting your sitting bones a little. And then we'll walk our feet to our hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, grab opposite elbows. Let your head hang. Slight bend to the knees. Rise all the way up. Mountain pose, feeling into our feet. You might even close your eyes if that feels safe enough for you to do so in the space you're in. Rock forward and back. Rock side to side. Feel the four corners of your feet. You might lift your toes. Lift the thighs up away from the knees. Draw the belly in and up to support your low back. Feel your collarbones lengthen and your shoulder blades broaden. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Halfway lift, look forward. And step your right toes as far back as you can. Your hands could be on the floor or on blocks. Bend your left knee and lift your heart a little bit. On the exhale, straighten that left leg and make your forehead come a little bit toward your shin, but leg doesn't have to be fully straight. We're going to stay 3 breaths here. Notice how that hamstring feels today, how that calf feels today. And then what happens if you lift your foot and just your heel is down? You lift kind of halfway up and you feel your heart moving forward. So your back is really flat. Draw that left hip back. Take another deep breath in. And then on the exhale, bend the knee and place your right knee to the floor and come up low lunge. And let's interlace our fingers behind our head again. The back toes could be tucked or untucked. That's your choice. Lengthen the back of your neck and start to lean back a little bit into your hands. Now tuck your tail and start to send your hips forward. 3 breaths here. And then the heels of the hands stretch up, kind of at the beginning of class, we were doing this. Shoulders down, belly in, tuck your tail. And then we'll twist. So that means the right hand might touch the outer left thigh. Left hand might be at your sacrum or reaching back behind you. Draw your belly in and up. And then we'll place our palms together. Our right wrist might be outside that left knee, or maybe forearm, or maybe elbow. Let's push the left knee against the right arm. You might stay exactly here, or you might tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee up. Wherever you are, 5 more breaths. And then everybody, let's frame the front foot. If our back knee is down, let's lift it up and come to plank pose. You can place your knees down in plank, or you can have your hands on blocks. 5 breaths. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. So imagine you're making a V shape here. Sitting bones lift high. Front of the thighs engage and lift up away from the knees. And then we'll walk to our hands. Halfway lift with a long flat back. Forward fold. Rise all the way up. Mountain pose. Again, feeling our feet, feeling the balance of our weight between left and right, between front and back. Lift your arms on your next inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your left toes as far back as you can. Bend that right knee. Your hands could be on blocks or framing the front foot. Lift your heart a little, inhale. Straighten the right leg and bow your forehead toward your shin. About 5 breaths here. Keep drawing the right hip back and the leg is straight-ish. Yeah. And then you might flex your right foot at the ankle and point the toes up to the sky. The whole foot lifts up, just the heel is down. Lift your torso halfway and bring your heart forward and your hips back. Breathe into that hamstring and calf. Inhale here. On the exhale, bend that right knee, place the left knee down and come up to low lunge. You can keep the back toes tucked or untuck them. Interlace the fingers behind your head, lengthen your neck. Lean back into your hands, let the heart come forward and up, tuck your tail, and then send your hips forward. Belly draws in a little to support the low back here. And then heels of the hands reach up as the shoulders go down. Keep sending the heart up, hips forward, shoulders down, belly in, all the things. And then we'll twist high. So left hand comes in front, right hand could be to the sacrum or reaching behind you. And then we'll bring our palms together. Left wrist or forearm or even elbow might come outside that right knee. We'll push the knee against the arm, and then you have the choice to stay with the left knee down or tuck the left toes under and lift the knee up. Wherever you are, breathe. And then everybody will frame the front foot. If our back knee is down, we'll lift it up and make our way to plank. Plank can be on blocks, on forearms, with knees down, knees up. And lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's root through our left foot. So you might lift your left toes and just kind of bring awareness to the 4 points of the left foot. And then the toes might gently kiss the earth. Right knee lifts. You might have your right hand on your right knee. Or you might straighten the leg and reach for your big toe. Wherever you are, breathe. And we'll open that knee to the right. We'll bring that leg back to center and release. Arms reach up. Fly back, airplane. And then land the foot back. You've got about 4 feet between your feet. Your back toes point out about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, on a clock. We'll have our hands at our hips, draw the left hip back, the right hip forward. Both legs are straight-ish. Imagine leading with your heart. Fold forward over your legs. Forehead toward the shin. Hands can be on blocks, frame the front foot, or they can reach behind you for opposite wrists or elbows. Pyramid pose. We'll look forward, step our feet forward and fold. Rise all the way up. Mountain pose. Root through the right foot, feel the 4 corners of your feet. Lift the left knee up, or you might hold on to your knee. Or you might grab your big toe and straighten the leg. You could also use a block underneath that left foot. Leg will open to the left. Leg comes back to center, the arms reach up. Fly back, airplane. And then we'll land that foot back, about 3 or 4 feet space. Back toes are pointed at like 10, 11 o'clock. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Hands could be at your sides. You could grab opposite elbows or wrists. We'll fold forward with a straight-ish front leg, forehead toward the shin. We'll halfway lift, look forward, release our hands. Step forward and fold. Rise all the way up. Mountain pose. Right knee lifts. Right knee opens. Tree pose. Your foot could be below your knee, above your knee. Your toes could touch the earth like a kickstand. Arms reach up, maybe. Breathe. Lift the knee up. Fly it back. Land it back. Legs straight. Pyramid pose. Holding forward over that front leg, hands could frame the foot. Grab opposite wrists or elbows, or even a fist bump behind the heart. This time, as we look forward, we'll bring ourselves to plank pose. 5 breaths. And then we'll lift our hips to downward facing dog. And walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up, inhale. Mountain pose. Left knee lifts. Left knee opens. Tree pose. And try to feel our feet. And then maybe lift our arms. Great, left knee lifts. We'll fly it back. Land back, both legs are straight. Arms can reach behind your back for opposite wrists or elbows, or a fist bump behind the heart. Pyramid pose, straightish legs, forehead towards shin. Release your hands. Plank. And this time, my dears, we're going to lower to our bellies. Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Push into your wrists. Draw the heart forward, draw the belly in. Do a few neck circles here. And then we'll hold Sphinx for about 5 breaths. Draw your belly in even though you're on it. See if that allows you to let go of your butt just a little. Great. And then we're going to bend our right knee and reach back for our right foot with our right hand and draw that heel in toward the booty. You might create a pillow for your chin or forehead with your left hand. And then tuck your tail kind of a lot and see how much difference that makes to stretch the front of the right thigh. And then we'll release that leg. Other side. So after you get the foot and bow the head, make sure and tuck the tail. Then we'll release that side. We'll come to the yoga tune-up portion or myofascial release portion of the class. So let's get the balls. And we can either use one or two. If you have the very small size of the balls, you might use two. And we'll place them on the left side of in between our shoulder blade and spine, the left side. So if you're using two, the balls are in that vertical way or linear way. If you're using one large ball, we're just going to kind of roll around until you feel like, oh, there's a spot, which probably will be pretty soon because most of us have a lot of spots in our shoulders. Now, you could have a block underneath your head or some other form of a pillow. The left arm is going to reach down by your hip and then all the way up overhead. So you might inhale as the arm comes up and exhale as it goes back down by your hip. And do you feel something? If the answer is no, then roll around and find a spot where you do. I'm always amazed at what I'm carrying in my shoulders. It's ridiculous. My goodness. Weight of the world and all. Next time your arm is up, you might leave it that way for a few breaths. Depending on what size of balls you're using, this could be a stretch for the pec, the front of the left shoulder, as well as feeling something in that left shoulder blade. And then we're going to bend the elbow and trace circles in the sky with the elbow. And so they can be small circles or big circles, and they don't have to form a circle shape. They could be more like a figure 8, or you could go circles in the other direction. Just try to find something useful. And then we'll fold the arms over our chest and begin to rock side to side, side to side. And likely somewhere along the way, you'll be like, yep, there it is. There's my spot. And you might stay and breathe a few extra breaths. You can also push and pull on your feet so that the balls roll up and down slightly. You could even lift your hips if you wanted more pressure. More is not necessarily better. You can even do shoulder rolls here or shoulder shrugs if that feels useful. And then we'll take the balls out from that side and just take a few deep breaths. And then place one large or two small balls on the other side between the right shoulder blade and spine, and roll around until you find a good spot. And then we'll do our arm raises. So arm goes up overhead, maybe to the floor behind you, and then all the way back down by your side. I usually inhale, arm up. Exhale, arm down. Next time the arm is up, you might leave it that way for a few breaths. There could be a blocker bolster or your hand under your head for a pillow. Bending the right elbow, will do circles in the sky, like you're tracing them with your elbow, or maybe they're a figure 4 shape. Or figure 8, that's what I mean. Although you could probably draw a 4 and that would be useful. And then we might fold our arms over our chest, rock side to side a little, or push into the feet and roll up and down a little, like a little jostle. See what feels useful. See if it feels useful to have the block or not. You find a very good spot, you could always push into your feet and slightly lift your hips. Whatever you're doing, breathe. We'll take the balls out from the side, release, and take a few breaths. And so for the next one, we're going to need, hopefully you have 2 balls that are the same size. If not, you could always do it one side at a time. I find it a little more effective with 2. We'll take them out of the tote. They're going to go at the very tops of the shoulders, the very tops. And your head is in your hands. We'll shrug our shoulders and then release. Shrug the shoulders and release. And do that several more times. Shrug and release. Shrug release. We're going to shrug and hold. And then release. And move the balls in a little bit closer so they might be touching one another, but they're at the very, very tops of the shoulders, the very last part of the neck where the neck starts to begin to connect to the shoulders. And again, shrug, release, shrug, release, shrug, release, and one more time we'll shrug and hold. And release. Maybe your head goes to the floor or to a block or a pillow. Now with the balls touching each other at the very top, just past your neck, the very top of your spine, just below your neck, push into your feet, lift your hips, and begin to roll the balls down vertebra by vertebra. And you'll probably have to put your butt down at some point. And at that point, allow your head to go to the floor and your arms to open, and maybe the elbows touch the floor. So depending on the size of the balls, this can be quite a back bend with the larger balls. So just feel into the stretch of the pecs, the front of the chest, even the muscles in the front of the ribs. And then you have a choice to keep your head down or lift it slightly. I like to lift it when I'm using the larger balls in particular. We'll push and pull on the feet so the balls roll up and down. And then you have the choice to lift your butt or keep it down. But we're really targeting the whole length of the shoulder blades. And somewhere along that line, you'll probably go, oh, there's my spot. And then you might, again, bring the butt down, bring the head down, and let the elbows open. See if that feels useful. Or you might curl up like a sit-up and feel if that feels useful. Or you might curl up and down, see if that feels useful. So remember those little neck stretches we did at the very beginning of class? We're going to do that now, where we bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And we'll walk our right fingertips away from us. And then very slowly switch sides. You can have your head lifted or on the ground, whatever feels useful. And then with your head in your hands, you might rock side to side a bit. And then we'll take the balls out and breathe. You might have a ball in each hand and just notice your shoulders. Can you see how these muscles help your respiration? When they're really tight, maybe we're not even taking a full breath. And then we'll place one large ball, if you have the large balls, behind the neck, kind of in the center of the neck. You won't need a block or anything. If you have the smaller balls, you might use both balls in the horizontal way. You might have a block and then the balls and then your head. And we're targeting where our neck and head connect. And we'll nod yes. And then no. Like a really slow no. And somewhere along there, your nod of yes or no. You might find a good spot and we'll stay and breathe. So we have our trapezius muscle that actually connects up here, runs down the neck, out to the shoulder, then all the way down to our mid back. And so sometimes it's really tight up here, but we feel it in our shoulder blade area. You might continue to nod yes or no. You might look over your left shoulder and have the ball a little more to the left. You might look over your right shoulder, have the ball a little bit more to the right. See what feels useful. You can also lay on your left side and place that large ball right in the side of the neck, as long as it's behind the ear, or one of the small balls, and use the block. It gets the side of the neck, which I find useful. You can feel free to move your head around here too. And then we'll shift over to the right side. Have the one larger ball behind the ear, or one small ball, and you'll probably have to use the block. Move your head around until you find some spot that feels useful. When you're ready, we'll come back onto our backs. Savasana. You might use a pillow. You might have the balls there. Or you might lay your head on the ground, on the earth. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight. Allowing yourself to feel received by the earth. Allowing your sweet body to receive some rest. And receive the feeling of coming back home. And remembering who we are. When you're ready, and slowly, slowly make your way back to a seat. And as we arrive, we'll place our palms in whatever shape feels useful at your heart, bowing our head slightly in gratitude for these bodies exactly as they are, and gratitude for the practice of yoga that helps us to remember to come back home in these bodies, in this breath, and settle our nervous systems so we can show up to do our work in the world in a good way. One Om to close. In the spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Paz. In the spirit of our collective truth and liberation, we say, Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be, Kapu Aloha, in Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Matakwiyasan, Black Lives Matter,